If you're doing a trailer build, stop everything you're doing and watch this. Guys, welcome to part 5 of our trailer build series. Now, because we're at the halfway point, I am going to do a small recap for you guys. In part 1, you guys saw me bring this trailer that I picked up at Tractor Supply, and then we prepped it for painting, right? And you saw me putting that Rhino liner stuff in the bottom. Highly recommend that for you guys. Of course, you can pick that up in the description below. In part 2, you saw me putting up that marketing board. Guys, to me, one of the most important parts of the trailer build, because what is a business without marketing? And that's going to pick you up lots of customers for your pressure washing business. Then you also saw me in part 2 creating that cool little gun holster, the wand holster. Love that. Really blends well with our trailer there. And then in part 3, you saw how we staged everything out. In this part here, we get to see exactly what it is that we're trying to build. And then at the end of that part 3, you guys saw me install the toolbox, which again, guys, is going to help you be more efficient out there and keep your business very organized. So highly recommend that with the vise on top. And then in part 4, which is the previous episode that you guys watched, you saw me create the base for our hose reels, and then at the end you saw me installing the hose reels. We painted everything down, so highly recommend that for you guys. And then in today's episode, guys, we're actually going to be doing the plumbing part of the hose reels. But before we get into that, I wanted to make an announcement. So if you guys remember from the very beginning, I said in episode 90, which is the last episode of this series, we're actually going to take this rig out into the field, and you guys are going to see me do, 3 or 4 houses. We're going to make around $1,000 to $1,500 in one day with this same exact trailer. But here's the thing, guys, that episode is going to be for members only. Now, a lot of you guys watching right now, you didn't even know that I have memberships on my channel. How you sign up, guys, is there's 2 different ways. You can hit the join button at the bottom of this video right here that you're watching, or you can go to the description area. In my description area there's a link. I think it says, join my channel, something like that, and there's a link there. Anyway, so the reason why I recommend that, guys, is this. So I am creating a virtual trade school for you guys, right? Like, I'm teaching you guys how to build your rig, how to get customers, how to grow your business, every aspect, how to make your own chemicals, right? Every single aspect of what it takes to become a professional in this industry. So you become a VIP member of the Mr. Bubbles channel. It's going to cost you $5 a month. But guys, like, what are we even talking about? $5 is your tuition to that trade school, to the Mr. Bubbles Power Washing Academy trade school. So, and then also, you get some emojis with that, and really cool stuff, like you get the cartoon character Mr. Bubbles that you can use in a comment section. I really like that. But the main thing is you get our full access of our library, all the videos. I think right now we have 13, 14 videos in our library that you cannot watch, guys, if you're not a member. It doesn't even show up on your newsfeed. Like, a lot of you guys have actually messaged me and asked, hey, how come I can't watch episode 56? Episode 56, if you guys remember, in our marketing series, which was episode 51 through 59, episode 56, guys, I'm going to tell you this straight out. That's the most important video episode that you can watch for your business, because episode 56 is where I teach you exactly, word by word, step by step, how to optimize your Google My Business. That's going to rank your business #1 in your area, going to give you a huge advantage over your competition in your local area. So highly recommend that. But guess what? You can't watch that episode specific if you are not a member of the Mr. Bubbles channel. So highly recommend that. Again, guys, we're talking $5 a month. I mean, realistically, that's not a lot of money for what you're learning, right? But also, and I'm not ready to announce this yet, I'm gonna tease you guys on something real quick. So part of the reason why I have memberships is because I got something, guys. I'm creating something for you guys. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. I'm actually a year. So by Christmas of next year of 2024 is where I'm going to make this huge announcement. Guys, I'm creating something for you guys that does not exist currently on YouTube. So that's why I want to build an army behind. I'm going to need a lot of you guys to support the channel, share the information out into the interwebs and all of that. So enough said, all right? I'll get off my soapbox. The bottom line, guys, is make sure you mash that join button so you can have access to be able to network with guys like such as myself and other pros in the industry. And I have not said this yet, we actually have a private Facebook group. We have already around 50, 60 people in that group, and it's for members only. So you get to network with other professionals in the industry. Highly recommend that for you guys. So anyway, back to our trailer build series here. We're gonna go ahead and plumb these hose reels. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that, but for that I gotta switch over to the GoPro. So let's get after it. Okay guys, there you have it. We have everything ready to go. As you can see here, we have two brand new 𝐋𝐄𝐓 hoses. These are 3/4 inch hoses, and of course they are in the description below. And by the way, guys, this is a standard in the industry. Everybody in the industry uses this. You know, you want to go with 3/4, you know, instead of, like, let's say 5/8, which is most homeowners use 5/8 hoses. And the reason for that being is you want the hose to be a little bit wider, so you get more water flow in there, and that's why a lot of guys go with that. But also in the industry in general, everybody uses 𝐋𝐄𝐓 because they're very malleable hoses. You know, it's easy to stretch them out. And when I first started in the industry, I think my first 3 or 4 hoses were like the Home Depot brands, the commercial ones, and they just do not work really well for what we do. They're very hard, and you know, they're hard to bend and to stretch out and stuff. So highly recommend that. And then I got my my regular pressure washing hose right here, extended out. These, what you're looking at, is two 100-foot hoses. You can see it's the same hose that, if you guys remember, in part 3, when we built this this toolbox, we have another 100-foot coiled up in there as a backup hose, right? So I recommend, pretty much almost everybody in the industry uses 3/8 hose for your pressure, but some guys do use 1/2-inch hose. Do not recommend that. To me, this is in my opinion, it's very heavy, and you know, when you guys get up to doing, you know, 4 or 5 houses a day, it just, man, I mean, when I first started and I was using 1/2-inch hoses, guys, I mean, I mean, it's hard on your body, it's hard on your arms and your shoulder and all that. And then the other thing I'll say about that is the reason why most guys use 1/2-inch as opposed to 3/8 is because, you know, the hose can last longer. But don't worry, I got you covered, because, you know, before the end of this trailer build series, I'm gonna go over like the maintenance stuff that you can do to you know, extend the life of your equipment, and especially, you know, your different hoses and stuff. So we're ready to go. We got all the equipment right here, as you guys can see right here. We got all of our parts and our equipment ready to go. We got our pressure hose and our water hose reel right here. So the 2 reels. And the reason why now the reason why I have my pressure reel right here and my water there is really, the real reason is because of my whip line right here, guys. See this right here? My whip line is about 8 feet. So you got to remember, the machine's going to go right there, right? Remember when we staged everything out? So I want to make sure, if, you know, I'm able to make it all the way here. If I had my pressure here, I would have to go kind of like that way, and my whip line might not make it. And you guys remember, the tank is going to end about right here where my hand is, right? So yeah, and then you're going to bend a little bit that way to get to the machine. So that's perfect right there for my pressure. And then my water line, what I'm going to do is, this right here is the whip line. This is a 3/4 3/4 inch. This is called braided tubing. You see that? It has like little braids right there. Braided tubing, 3/4 inch. Of course, all of this stuff is in your description below in your parts, right? So this right here is the whip line that's going to go to my pressure, and this is my whip line that is going to go to my my buffer tank, my water. Okay, this whip line, I call it a whip line. Some guys call it a jumper hose, whatever you call it. I mean, but the bottom line, this is how you're going to go from the pressure reel all the way to your machine. So let's go ahead and plumb this together. Okay, I'm going to show you. I already did this part here off camera. Okay, because I'm trying my best, guys. You know, I explained this to you that building a trailer is very time consuming, right? So I'm trying my best to do some stuff off camera, but then I'll explain to you what it is. Right here, this part right here, let me show you here. That's these two parts right here. Okay, so what you're gonna notice is this right here, the opening, of course, because this is your pressure line, this is the water comes in through here, right? From your machine to here, and then it's gonna, your outlet is here. This is where your pressure line is gonna connect to, right? Now, some guys, let me show you this real quick. Some guys prefer to have you know, your female, right? I like the male here. You see how here it's the nipple end. This end right here is the nipple end. I like that better, and then I have the female end on my pressure line. Again, it does not matter. This is a matter of preference, right? The reason why I do that, and I'll show you guys here in a second about the O-ring, I don't like when these O-rings break. I don't like having to put my hand here to try to change out an O-ring. I like to have just pull my hose out, and then I can switch out the O-ring right here so it's closer to me. Again, guys, everything I do is about saving time and energy, right? So let me show you. So anyway, so my point is, this piece right here is this piece, right? Okay, you guys see that right there? Now, if you see here on this water reel, see how that piece doesn't fit in there? The opening here is too big. So in order to fix that problem, you have what's called a bushing. That's what this part is right here. This is called a bushing or a reducer. So what this does is because this right here, the opening here is half an inch. Right, so what happens is you have a reducer. This right here, this thread is 3/8. So you have a reducer, a bushing that reduces that from a half to a 3/8, right? So all I would have to do is put these two together like that, which is what I did here, and then you would screw that in there. You see how I did that? So to give you this example here, if I were to do this right here and just, you know, put it in there like that, see how that looks exactly like that right there. So again, this is just a quick connect. You guys got to remember, let me show you something here real quick. So your quick connects, there's two of them, right? You see that? There's a female one, which has the hole, and then there's the male one that looks like a nipple, right? So that they go in like that. So you have, when they refer to as a female, that's what they're talking about. Female, male. And it works kind of like that. You guys get my meaning in that, right? Female and male. Okay, show you again here. Look, female and male. And what I'm doing here is my hose, my 3/8 hose is going to have the female, and then that's why I have a male here. And I'm going to explain to you in the end here when I'm actually going to teach you guys how to change out your O-ring. You'll see why I do it this way. But again, nothing but preference, okay? But I recommend this. You want to order, so these two parts here, right? The male and the female, you're going to need about 8 of each. And remember, I showed you guys here in my toolbox, I have a toolbox in there full of compartments. I have about 4 or 5 of these in there. These are very important. So let's move on here. I just wanted to show you that this part here is already installed, but I just showed you the parts that you're going to need. And again, you're going to need a male quick connect here, right? But with threads, right? You see the difference between these two quick connects? One is threaded and one is not, right? You see how this one has a female end here? Let me show you this real quick. You see the difference between the two? right? This is female, this is male. So you need a male threaded one with a reducer or a bushing. And again, it's a 1/2 to a 3/8 bushing. And then you're gonna get this quick connect right here. And guys, by the way, this whole thing is it's in the description below. I think it's under quick connects, and it has all of these different parts. You want to order about 4 of those because you're gonna go through these parts quite often. But I digress. Here, let's go ahead and install this is what they call a swivel, okay? And do not install it like this. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that right there. What you want to do is you want to install it so that the side that turns around is to the left. You see that right there, and it has that pin for the grease. Okay, so you see that? So again, don't install it like this because then it won't bend, right? You want to install it like this. But let's take these plastic caps off. These little caps here. Show you how to do that. I just got a little plier right here. Just like that. Let me tighten this a little bit. Right there. Oh, my finger got stuck. Oh, there you go, guys. That's gone. You see that? Took that off. I'll put that right there. Throw it in the trash later. I'm going to show you guys how we're going to put this together. Again, I'm putting together the one that is, we'll do the pressure reel first, and then we're going to do our water reel next. Okay, so you see the thread here. Let me show you. I think I'm going to need to take my gloves off for this part. So I'm going to put some Teflon tape right here. I'm going to show you guys how I do this, but I'm going to take my gloves off for this part. I might keep my gloves off all the way to the end when we put the hoses on there. So let me show you guys here how we do this. So you see this right here, right? Let me sit here. So you see this, I'm gonna put a little bit of Teflon tape. Now there's a couple different ways I can do this. You see I can pull this out like this. You guys actually wanted to flip it. You see how it's in the bottom and how much tension is on it. Let me get a little bit more leverage here, guys. So you see that right there, right? And then I'm gonna hold with my left finger, you see that? And then I just go around like 4 or 5 times real quick, like that. And I wanted to make it tight. So that's already my 3rd time. 4 and 5, and then I snap it off, and then I tighten it a little bit like that. You see that? That's perfect. Okay, now let's get this wrench real quick here. Of course, my main wrench, I don't have it here. Forgot. Do I have it here in my toolbox? All right, guys, give me a second here. I'm gonna go get a different wrench that I need to put this on. Give me 2 seconds and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. This was the wrench that I needed. I had it in my other toolbox. So you guys saw how I put the Teflon tape on there. So now what I'm gonna do is, like I said, the swivel with where this little nipple has to be to the left. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put that in there. Go as far as I can with my hand first. Okay, like that, as far as I can. Let me put this so it's not moving on me. Okay, that's as far as I got. Then with your wrench, you just want to adjust it like so. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Ooh, it's already getting pretty tight. You don't want it to be super, super tight, but you want it to be snug. Oh, that's almost getting there. One more twist and that's it. That's good to go. You see how tight that is? Okay. That is 100% ready to go. Okay, and this is the part that I wanted to show you with this. Let me find this bushing again here. Oh, sorry guys, I'm digging for parts here. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to put Teflon tape on this. So again, my jumper hose, right, or my whip line, you see, so this is how I'm going to get all the way to my pressure washer, right? You guys can see this. I'm sorry guys, got to uncoil this. So imagine my pressure washer is right there. That's where my jumper hose is going to go to. You see that? So you guys can see on here, see how this just doesn't fit in there? See how this is much wider, because that's 1/2 inch, this is 3/8. You see that? Okay, 1/2 inch 3/8. So again, I need this reducer. You see that? So I put the reducer and then I attach my jumper hose to this. Okay, pretty much that simple. So we're gonna install this together. Again, I'm gonna use this example here of the Teflon tape. You see that? So instead of putting it like this, put it like that. And then I hold this with my finger, and then I wanna do like three or four. That's 3rd, 4, 5 right there. Okay, and then I just tighten it a little bit like that. And I'm gonna install this right here. Let me see if I have a, it's this one maybe. Let me see. Yeah, that fits perfect right there, guys. So let's go ahead and install this bushing right here. Okay. Okay, I go as far as I can with my finger first and make sure it's straight. Just like that. Use my right hand, guys. I'm right-handed. Okay, there you go. Almost there, like 2 more, and we're good. Okay, that's on there real tight. So now you guys see how we did that, right? Because now I'm not going to install my either jumper hose today, and the reason for that being is I'm still going to do a lot of walking around the top of the trailer, and I don't want to trip, step on the line. So at the very end, I think it's in part 9, we're going to put everything together. So we'll do that then. Okay, so but just so you guys can see here, so my jumper line, right, my whip line, you see it now, I can very easily install it just like that. Okay, and again, I'll show you. Of course, I would have to put Teflon tape there, but that is exactly how you do it. So you have your super swivel, a bushing, 1/2 to 3/8, and then you just put your jumper hose on there just like that. And you see how this is twistable, right? You see how I'm just twisting this with my finger? See that? And then I would just put that all the way. Of course, I would put pipe thread on this first and then put it all the way, but again, we're not doing that until part 9. So the pressure reel is ready to go. We can, it's already plumbed for the whip line here, and then you have your, we're already plumbed for the actual pressure hose there. Now let's move on to our water reel. So same thing here, guys. We're going to put a like, I always want to call these things spindles for some reason. Got that word stuck in my brain, spindles, but they're actually called swivels. I guess because it's very similar, spindle, swivel. So let's take these guys off again. And by the way, if you take care of it, you know, your swivel will last a year plus. But it's always good to have, this is another thing that, you know, you want to have extra in your toolbox here, you know, just in case. Almost there. There you go. Okay. Same thing here, guys. We're going to put a little bit of Teflon tape on it. Doesn't need a whole heck of a lot, but same thing here. See how I hold it with my other finger? There we go. And then I just keep going like that, as tight as I can. There you go. Hopefully you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing, because man, sometimes it's hard to judge the angles with the GoPro, guys, but I'm trying my best here for you guys, you know, because this is like the intricate stuff, right? You see that? So I tightened it a little bit like that. Now it's good to go. So then I put as far as I can with my hand. Okay, close this guy as well. Almost there. Yep. So now I'm going to use my wrench. Same thing as before. Tighten it. Again, you don't want it to be super tight where, you know, you have a hard time taking it off if you need to. You want it to be snug so you don't get any leaks. Okay, one more and that's it. Yeah, you're good. Okay, so you see how that's in there real tight. That's also good to go. Now, for this next part here, I'm going to show you. This is actually what we're gonna use, And you can see I already put a pipe thread on there. So I'm gonna say something about this. This is a hose barb, right? And this is, you can't see the number, but see, this says 1/2 inch 3/4. So it's a 1/2 inch to 3/4 hose barb. And I'm gonna say something about this. Typically speaking, you do not want to mix plastic with metal. This is the one exception to that rule. This is the only area in my entire rig where I will use a plastic fitting with a metal fitting. I wouldn't use this on the machine because it would melt, right? Because you got heat on the machine. But for here, guys, I absolutely love this fitting for hose. This is called a banjo fitting, banjo hose barb. And I love this for here because you're not gonna get any leaks. And remember, this is gonna go in your whip line like that, right? Meaning this is gonna go here and this is gonna be your whip line for the water. This is what's gonna be connected to that. So you're not gonna get any leaks if you use this right here, right? And that's why I like the banjo fitting. And again, this is the only, oh, that does not fit there, guys. That's the only fitting, see this one? Oh, that's perfect. This is the only area in my rig, the only part of my rig that I'm mixing this with that, and this is a personal preference. If you guys want, if you'd rather, you know, keep it, you know, metal to metal. Let me see if I have a metal one here. So this is the same part, right? But this is brass, this is plastic. So I could do this, but for here, I like this better. And again, this is just a preference thing. You can do it your way if you want to do it your way. So again, I go as far as I can with my finger. That's as far as I got. There you go. And then I just tighten it like that. And by the way, you know, my rig that you guys can see in episode, what episode is that? Oh, does this fit on here? No, it's too tight. What episode is that? Episode 2. You know, I have one of these on there, and it's been on there for 4 years now, not one leak. Okay, actually let's use that because it's starting to come out. There you go, there you go. A couple more times, we're good to go. Oh, you can see clear. You guys probably can't see that on camera, but I can see all the way in there. 2. Ooh, we're getting there. Like 3 more times. Oh. Remember, guys, you know, I said this to you guys before. Building a rig, guys, let me tell you something real quick. So somebody recently asked me this, you know, should they buy a rig? And how much money, you know, what's the difference? Like how much money you would be saving. Guys, let me tell you, I'm doing a budget build for you guys, right? So this build that I'm doing with the equipment below that you're gonna order, the equipment list, the starter kit, budget build, you're gonna spend less than $5K. And that's taking into account the trailer and the toolbox, right? I mean, the toolbox is optional. The trailer, you might have one or you can find one. I just saw one of my coaching clients, he said he found the same trailer for 750 bucks on Marketplace. So there you go. So, and I told you guys the tanks that we're gonna use, I bought it for $200 on Marketplace. So that's why I'm doing a budget build. But if you were to buy everything brand new, yeah, you're looking at $12,000. So you'd be saving yourself somewhere around $7,000, $8,000 by using some used equipment combined with new stuff, right? But the bottom line is, if you were to have somebody build this for you, it's going to run around some number between, you know, $10,000 to $12,000, $13,000, depending on the builder. These guys charge $120 an hour to do this, right around there. So, you know, you're saving yourself just in labor alone about $2 grand, right? That's the bottom line. Just in labor alone, $2 grand. And again, I mentioned this. Let me see one more time. No, one more. There you go. I've mentioned this several times to you guys that with a trailer like this, you're gonna make about, let's say, 7 to 10 grand a week. All right, so you're investing today a little bit of money, pennies, let's say, to make dollars tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna recoup the money on this trailer in less than, let's say, 90 days, and a lot less than that. And of course, guys, that's taking into account that you're going to be doing marketing and all of that good stuff. Okay, so again, this is installed, you guys see there, and this is where our whip line for our water is going to go connected to our tank, and that's coming up in the next 2-3 episodes. So now we're going to connect the middle part. Now this part here is important because when you guys order your reel, it's going to have like a water, forget exactly what it looks like, but it has like a water fitting for you to be able to connect your water to it. That's not how I do it. So I'm going to show you, a lot of professionals in the industry do it this way, okay? And you see this this 3/4 barb that I showed you before, right? So let's put some new pipe thread on it, on this guy right here. I'm going to show you, we're going to connect our hose straight to this. That's how I like to do it, because unfortunately, look guys, again, you see how it's at the bottom. I trap it with my right thumb here, and then 1, 2, 3. Ooh, it broke on me, guys. So that was the third one. 4 and 5, just like that. Bam. And then I do this right here. Boom. Real snug. You see that? Real good. Let's see which one of these fits. Ooh, right there. So the reason why I do it this way is because through the years I've noticed that you know, those fittings that I told you about, man, they leak, and you're always having to replace them. You see that right there? So again, I'm going to do it with my finger right there as far as I can. Ooh, it's getting hard. Yeah, there you go. And since I started doing this, I've never had that issue, right? Hopefully you guys can see that. Right there. Ooh, the fitting here is a little bit smushed, so it's hard to get in there. And that's what you guys want to do, because, you know, remember I always say this, right? You want to try to be as efficient as possible out in the field. So anything that helps you save time, energy out there, because you're not having to deal with problems, right? And of course, you know, that's what the toolbox that we installed here is going to help you out with that. You know, if you guys need to fit, you know, change out a fitting or something happens in the field, you know, guys, I mean, this business is full of moving parts, as you can see, right? And so you're going to get out there and things are going to happen. And that was one of my things about building your own trailer, right? You guys are so focused on the money aspect of it, but what about the skill that it takes to do this, right? Guys, like, this is a skill. You're developing a skill that is going to help you for a long time, you know. And when things happen to you out in the field with your rig, one more, guys. Actually, let's do one more. That's pretty tight. And I just noticed I didn't tighten this final bolt here from the other day. Look at that down here. Let's tighten this guy together. The bottom line is, you want to build your own rig. You know, I don't recommend you guys buy your first rig from you know, a rig maker. Okay, almost there. Okay. And the reason for that being, guys, is the reason why you don't want to buy from a rig maker is because, one, it's going to be a lot of money. Now, if you have that money, okay, I still wouldn't do it. And the reason why I wouldn't do it is because you want to be able to have the skill to be able to troubleshoot some of these things. You see what I'm saying? And it helps you out a lot in the field because you know how your rig works. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, that's the bottom line. You know, if you buy a rig from somebody and you know nothing about it, you don't know how it all comes together, how it works. So let me show you this, guys, here before we put the hoses in here. So we put our swivel with our bushing. Remember, this is 1/2 to 3/8 bushing. And we're going to put our whip line here in the next couple episodes. We had already made this, but I showed you the two different parts. It's just the same bushing as this one right here with a male nipple here, quick connect. And then the same swivel here, we put a 1/2 inch to 3/4 hose barb, but again, this is called a banjo fitting, right? And then here you see the 3/4 inch, excuse me guys, hose barb, brass fitting. And I got this at Lowe's, by the way, but again, I mean, it's in the description below anyway. So, but that's a 1/2 inch. We didn't need a bushing for that because that's 1/2 inch to 3/4. Okay, so now let's grab this hose here real quick, and I'm going to show you because I've already done this right here. Oh, excuse me guys, let me just put this out here like this. Okay, now this is the part that some of you guys might be like, oh my god, I can't believe he did that. Now if you notice here, this hose didn't come like this, right? It comes with the fitting, so you can connect it to the house. So all I did is I took my pipe fitter, right, like this, and I literally just cut it. I cut that piece off. You see that? Just cut that piece off. That's all I did. And I'm going to connect this straight to this. That's how I want to do it. That's exactly how I want to do it. And again, guys, the reason why I do this, I've been in the game for 11 years. If you try to put that fitting where you're going to connect your hose straight to that fitting, you're going to get leaks and you're going to have problems out in the field. And if you do this, you're not going to have any problems. This will sit here for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, and you will not have a problem. You can go with this fitting right here. You see this right here, guys? If you guys want, I'll give you the link to this one. You see the difference between the hose barbs? This one is like it's the one you use the most, but they're cheap. I can't even remember what it is, but this one here for like a bag of it's like 10 bucks. But for this fitting here, I use this one because it's a lot more commercial. It's a lot more heavy duty. You see that? I forget what they're called. I think they're called bolts. Yeah, they're called bolt hose barb fittings. Hose barb, not hose barb, hose clamp. Bolt hose clamps, because they have, like, you see the bolt right there. Hopefully you can see that really well. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to use here. So then you just put the fitting through like that. And remember right here, I'm using this guy right here to tighten it. See that? Just like that. Okay. Just like that. So we'll put that right there. You can see that. You see how it just goes right in there. Oh, it's already in there, guys. Just like that. And I'm going to hold that right there. And I'm just going to literally tighten this little by little until it's there. Yeah, it's already getting there. There you go. This one here is a little bit too big for this one, so it doesn't matter. I'll tighten it later. I'm going to tighten with this real quick, just a little bit. So I was saying, guys, you know, what you want to do is build your own rig, because, you know, building your own rig, you're going to be able to acquire a skill that very few people in the country know, right? And that's what it's all about. I say this on my channel all the time. You guys are, ooh, it's already getting pretty tight. You guys know this because I say it all the time on my channel, right? The money, the big money, the upper echelon type money is not in your equipment that you have. You guys got to remember, you know, all of us, you know, the bigger companies, we didn't start out with the level of equipment that we now have, right? It took us years to get there. You see what I'm saying? What you want to do is you want to start out with your minimal level. That's why we're doing this budget build for you guys. And then you want to grow your business. As you grow your business, your knowledge base, you acquire the skills, the skill of marketing, the skill of selling, the skill of networking. That's what's really going to make you money. Oh, guys, that is already so tight on there. I'm going to do like maybe 2-3 more. It's already getting really tight. Like I can barely move it already. And that's what it is. You want to acquire the skills that's going to help you out in the field, right? And, you know, if you go out there and you're doing a house wash, and let me tighten this a little bit more. If you're going to be doing a house wash in, you know, 45 minutes to an hour, yeah, you're going to make some money. And I always say this, right? You need skill, which That's experience, right? That comes with time. You need chemical knowledge, and you need commercial level equipment, yes. But your business has to grow before you grow your equipment. You have to grow your business. That's pretty much all right there, guys. I'll do one more and that's it. It's already super tight. So grow your business first, and that's it right there. All right, so there you have it, guys. See that? I mean, that is on there tight. And again, this is a bolt B-O-L-T hose clamp, and you can see the difference right here. And again, this is one of the few areas where I use this. I really like this right here. I mean, that's not going anywhere, guys. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. You guys see all the actual plumbing is on there. The parts that we need to be able to plumb everything out and to connect everything is on there. What I'm gonna do is I am going to put this on a tripod for you guys, so you guys are just gonna watch me reel up these hoses, and then we'll do a little walkthrough here with the hoses already on there. So I'll catch you guys on the other side. Okay guys, we're all set to go here. I had to uncoil the lines and straighten them out. We're gonna start with our pressure line. I got a couple of things that I wanna show you here and how we're gonna fix these little issues here. So, of course, like I said previously, we got a female quick connect. You see that? Female quick connect. Remember, we created a male on the real side, right? So we're going to connect right here. Connect to our male. That's done, and then we're just going to reel it up. Just like that. Little by little. Just like that. Remember, when you're reeling up your hoses, you go left to right, right to left. So it's nice and even. Just like that. Boom. And then, let me lock this in place here. So you guys see we got another male right here. Female, connect these two. Boom. Now the next 100 feet. Left to right, right to left. Like that. Just like that. And boom. Just like that. But I wanted to show you guys this real quick here. This right here is also a male end. You see that? And you got to remember, our gun right here is also a male. You see that? These two don't go together. So what we're going to do is, I'm super excited. We're actually going to use our vise, and we're going to take this guy out. We're going to take this apart, and I'm going to show you how we're going to switch this to a female so we can connect to our gun. But for now, we're going to leave this. So we know that this is ready to go. So we'll leave that. We'll lock that in. And also, when you're out in the field, guys, and you're going to roll up your hoses, I recommend that you straighten them out first, because it's going to be a little bit easier on your shoulder, you know. So now let's reel up our water hose. It's 200 feet of Flexzilla. Remember, left to right, right to left. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Okay, I wanted to show you guys this real quick here. This is where they connect. And all I did to connect them is I put a little bit of Teflon tape. You see that? Just a little bit of Teflon tape. That's all I took, and I connected them. All right, let's move on to the final 100 feet. A little bit muddy here because it rained all night. Oh, Yeah, I wanted to show you guys this real quick. So the only thing I don't like about 𝐋𝐿 is the end where you connect to the spigot in a house. I don't like that end. I have a real hard time with my fingers. I think they should redo that fitting. So what I do is, you see this fitting right here? I'll put this in the description below for you guys. I've been using this for like 5-6 years, and I love that it has a little shut off valve as well. You see that? So this, you just buy it on Amazon. I have like 15-20 of these guys here in my shop. So I just connected that to the end instead of that regular end on your 𝐋𝐿. It's like a $3-4 part, and it will save you a lot of time. So there you have it. 𝐋𝐿 is ready to go. Ready to go. I'll put that in the inside here. Next, we're going to actually switch back to our GoPro, because I'm going to show you guys two things. I'm going to show you how to switch out that little O-ring inside of your fitting. A lot of you guys have been asking me for that, and so this is a great opportunity to do it. So we're going to switch out an O-ring, and then at the same time, we're going to switch out that fitting so we can connect to our gun. So I'll see you guys over there. Okay guys, there you have it. One of the many reasons why you want to have a vise on your trailer, right? How we connected this to our toolbox here. So you see I already have the hose. This is our pressure line, and I already have it on here. So we're gonna take this quick connect here, and we're gonna change it from male to female, right? So we can attach our gun. But first I wanted to show you this real quick. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see really good here, but I got the old ring popped out, but this is a new ring. This is what the old rings look like, guys. See that right there? So in order to get these things on and off, you need this Pics set right here, and you get this at I got this at what is that store called? Harbor Freight. You buy it for like $5-6. It's called a hook set. So you see that? There's like 5 or 6 of these in a little plastic not container, but you know, it comes in a little plastic case, and there's 6 of them. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this O-ring right here. You see the fitting right there has no O-ring in it. So you're going to put that like that. You're going to squeeze it like so, it's kind of like oval, and just put it in there where it's about 75%. And then you're simply gonna, with your hook, you're gonna finagle it in there real gentle, like you see that, and then press it down. Okay, and you're going to make sure it's in that, there's a little round groove, like a groove that's within the fitting here, and you just want to fit it to that fitting. Hopefully you can see really well here on camera. Of course, you're not gonna be able to see all the way down there like me. So you see how I'm just pushing that O-ring in there little by little. It's almost there already. I'm like 80-90%. One more, and bam, just like that, it's in there, guys. Look at that. O-ring is perfectly fitted in there with this right here. You will not be able to do that without this. And again, you get this at Harbor Freight. It's a Pics set, hook set. Okay, so that's in there. So let's go ahead and take this guy off. This male fitting right here. Okay. Right there, and we're gonna take this off the vise. Again, guys, you won't be able to get very far in this business without a vise. I've said that many times. Again, look at that. Hook it with my finger right there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it broke. 4 and 5. Just like that. Just like that. You see that? How I tighten that with my finger. Put this back on a vise. Right there. I'm excited, guys. This is the first time that we use this vise, and we're using it together. So now I'm going to change to this fitting right here, and I'll go as far as I can with my finger, like that. Oh, that's pretty tight already. We're gonna use this. I don't think it's gonna fit. Nope, did not fit. Where is our wrench? We left it over here. Got both of these wrenches right here. So I love having this vise on here. Oh, will this fit? Oh, perfect. So it's just like that. We're gonna tighten this guy. And again, if this fitting were to break, if something were to happen to it in the field, guys, like you're gonna have to drive back to your shop, to fix it. I mean, that's time consuming, right? One more. Oh, that's perfect. There you go. So that is done. So we showed you not only how to change a fitting, but we all showed you also how to change the O-ring that is in there. So let's take this over here. Okay. And now you guys can see clearly here, right? That's why we have our gun here so close, just like that. Look at that. Boom. Good to go. All right, let's put our gun back here and then roll up this line. Roll up this line. Make sure it's tight. Got a little bit loose as I pulled it to change out the fitting. Got a little bit loose on us. There you go, right there. Nice and tight. Pull it out a little bit more. I just want this tight here. There you go. Now we'll close it. Left to right, left to right, right to left. Just like that. Okay, there you go. Put that in there. There you go. There you go. There you have it, guys. So you see how that looks, right? So pressure line, water line, 100% plumbed, ready to go. So that's it for this episode, guys. As always, I really appreciate you guys. A lot of you guys have been leaving comments and asking questions, and I love that. It really helps the channel out when you guys do that, because the YouTube algorithm pushes the content out there. So I appreciate you appreciate you guys for that, and highly recommend you guys tune in to the next episode, guys. In the next episode, we're actually going to put our tanks in place here, so you're going to get to start to see how this thing is coming together nicely. So we're gonna set our chemical tank, we're gonna set our what's it called, our buffer tank in place with footers and everything. So highly recommend you tune in for that. As always, you know that I absolutely love hearing from you guys, and so email me. And you know, I've said this many times already, I will actually email you a step-by-step trailer build blueprint on how I'm creating this. And that blueprint, by the way, guys, is the actual script of my entire series. So I highly recommend that. And I mentioned this in the very beginning, guys. If you haven't done so already, please mash that join button. Remember, episode 10, I'm sorry, not, well, part 10, but episode 90, you're not going to be able to watch it. It won't even show up in your feed unless you're a member. And right now, currently, there is, I want to say, like 13 or 14 videos that are for members only, like I mentioned before. So make sure you join and become a VIP member of the Mr. Bubbles Army. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.